This is a tutorial on how to create a references page in APA format. Assuming you have already typed your paper, the references page will be the last numbered page in your paper or essay or report. So I have here a paper that has the header with a running head, the title, the page number, title page information, and the beginning of the paper. Let's assume that this paper is done, and so we are here on page 2. Obviously, I'm just starting the paper, but we're going to assume that it is over. To begin your references page, you must start on a new page. So you can either go to Insert Page Break, or you can simply hit Enter until you get to the new page. You'll start by typing the word references in the middle of that page. So we will move our alignment over to center, and we will type the word references as you see it here with a capital R. Otherwise, there's nothing fancy about the term references. No bold, no italics, no all caps. It's just references, plural, with a capital R. And then you'll hit Enter. Make sure you are, again, in double spacing. You can move your alignment left, but then we are going to have to set up a special alignment called the hanging indent. To do that, you will need to go to the paragraph toolbar and click the drop down, and under indentation special, we will use the drop down and choose hanging, and then hit OK. All right, at this point, we need to pull out the citation information on the article that you used for this paper. And in this case, I used an article called Reframing Student Success in College, Advancing Know What and Know How. There were 2 authors. The source was Change. The date was May-June 2017, volume 49, issue 3, pages 19 to 27. The other piece of information that I need to know is the DOI number, which is the identifier number for this document. If your article does not have a DOI, then you would provide the URL of the publisher. If you are using EBSCOhost, you should have a live link for the journal or magazine. And when you click on it, you can find the publisher's URL. But since this article does have a DOI, then that will be an easier way to go about it. All right, let's go back to our paper. All right, so we're going to start our reference with the authors. And if there's one, that is fairly straightforward. If there's more than one, you would list them in the same order as they are listed in your citation. So we're going to start with Jillian Kinsey, and we start with the last name, comma, space, and then in APA style, you only use initials for the first and middle names of authors. So we'll just put J. Because there is another one, we are going to put a comma, space, the symbol for and, which is the ampersand, and the other author, K-U-H, comma, space, George, which will abbreviate to G. Now, if you had more than 2, you would list them with the comma between them, only putting the ampersand before the last author. There are special rules for authors above a certain number, but for this tutorial, we're just looking at 1 or 2 or maybe 3 authors at the most. Once you have put your author there, the next item is the date. And in APA style, that is always placed inside a parentheses. And it always starts with the year first. So this was May, June 2017. So we're going to put 2017, comma, space, May/June. Parentheses and period, space. If there was a date given, May 12, 2017, then the day, the 12, would come after May. So it just depends on your source. But the format is year, comma, month, day. Okay, the next item is the title of the article. And there are special rules with the references page in APA so that you will only capitalize the first letter of the first word in a title or a subtitle. Otherwise, everything is in lowercase. The only other exceptions would be if you have a proper noun. So we're going to start typing this title, Reframing Student Success in College, colon, so that tells me I have a subtitle, so I would capitalize the first letter of that subtitle. When I'm done typing the title, I will put a period and a space. Notice that the hanging indent has automatically done the formatting for me so that the beginning of your reference citation will always be flush left and any additional lines are always indented. So it's very important that you set up the hanging indent for your reference to look appropriate in APA format. All right, the next item that we want to put in our references is the source of the information, which would be the magazine or journal or newspaper. In this case, it is called Change. This should be in italics, and you would capitalize it just as it's in your citation. This would have a capital C. It's only one word. After you type the source, you will put a comma and a space. And if it is a magazine, which you generally can tell if it has a volume and an issue that goes along with it, then the next item you would put is the number of the volume. You do not use the word volume or an abbreviation for volume. You simply type the number, but it must be in italics. And that was volume 49. We will now take our formatting off of italics. The next item you type is the issue, and that will be right beside the volume number in parentheses with no italics, and this was issue 3. Then you will put a comma and a space. So you can see in APA we do not use volume issue, words, or abbreviations. We simply type the numbers, but the way the numbers are formatted tells us which one is the volume and which one is the issue. The next item is to give the page numbers. We will just list the numbers and we will be inclusive. So this is 19 to 27. Oops. If there was a jump in pages, that would be indicated in your citation, and you could indicate that with a comma. But this is evidently continuous from pages 19 to 27. Notice we don't use the word page or an abbreviation for page. We just type the numbers in normal font, and we put a period at the end and a space. All right, and the last item we're going to put here is our DOI. So we're going to simply type the letters DOI colon. Word will automatically capitalize the D, but we don't want to do that, so we'll have to override that. And then simply type in that string of numbers, and sometimes there's letters involved as well, but I think usually just numbers. So I'm going to actually paste that in. And that's it. That's the end of our reference. Just for your information, if your article does not have a DOI, then what you would do is say retrieved from, and now we would put that URL for the publisher. And this one was and then we would be done. So either the retrieval of the publisher's URL or the DOI number would end your reference citation. That is it for the tutorial. Thank you very much.